Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh, yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
All right, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers where Scott's not in charge.
That's normal.
I'm out of the can.
That's. I'm
and
so
I got
proud.
a pile of TP in front of me.
Give me my toilet paper. Leave my toilet paper
out of the
alone.
can with a bunch of TP? This doesn't sound good.
You went there?
I could go other way. Ah, the great Cornelio! I need TP for my buggle.
There's a lot of places you
Well,
can
now
go.
I don't want to wipe this on my nose. That's disgusting.
Anyways, so we're going to talk. I know we've talked about it before, but Star Wars, Battlefront 2. There's been a lot of talk that's happened lately. We did mention where the crystal system went offline.
Yes. Holy cow. This has been all over the place. Everybody loves it. Everybody hates it. And now?
Well, at this point, Forbes released a article back on the 24th, and I read over it. DICE and EA are now stuck because they've taken this away. There's no real way to monetize this game anymore. Because the way they were going to monetize it is you could pay for these crystals, and it would help you get the abilities and the weapons and that faster. But now that they've taken that away, because they've already promised that new maps and characters would be available for free, which they've released yesterday.
Yep.
New maps and new characters. Yeah, you got Finn and Captain Phasma, and I got to go out on the
new storyline,
the plains and see the new walkers. Which, oh my gosh, those things are freaking scary.
We're talking about from the new movie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Which by the time the show has been released, we'll see.
Yeah, so you can't do that. Well, also because of this, it is now being looked into. You know, these purchases on the what are they called? No, when in apps, in-game purchases. This is now being looked at because there is several parents that have petitioned Congress and stuff like that. This is legalized child gambling.
Wait, what?
So basically how the reward system works is that if you want a card to buff up your character or your starship,
You buy a crate.
you have to buy a crate. You can either buy a crate using credits that you earn by playing the game, or you can put your credit card in, like on mobile games,
Oh, so go ask mommy and daddy?
and buy a crate. But
So-
the thing is, when you get the crate,
It's
you
random.
don't know what's in there.
It's all totally random.
And the worst part for me is when you save up like 2,000 points to buy a
And
crate.
then you get duplicates.
And you get duplicates, and they're like, oh, you got a duplicates. Here's 200 points back. And you're just like, well, what a big, nice finger to me.
So here's the worst part. So I got a crate. It had 5 things in it. And there were, some greens, some blues. And I'm like, all right, I got some really high stuff. They were all duplicates. Every single one is a duplicate. And I only got so I spent 4,000 on the crate.
Oh.
And I only got 1,600 back.
It is. It's gambling.
And so it's frustrating. But I'm not spending money because it's points I'm earning in game. So that's okay. However, the crystal system, you had to spend actual money to get certain amounts of crystal. And then you
Isn't
use
that what
those-
you guys were complaining about last time?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now parents are going in saying, hey, this is legalized child gambling.
You're right.
Because you're not paying a certain dollar amount to get a certain thing. Where, at least on Battlefront, the first one, you paid it $15 or whatever the amount was, and you got a map and skins. You got something. This is all random. You don't know what you're getting. And so this is actually being looked into, and in-app game purchases are actually being looked at as possibly we might not be able to have those anymore.
That's interesting.
Especially when it's random like this.
Yeah.
So is that going to change how games work in the future then?
Probably. So at this point, because of this, they've already promised that the maps and new characters will be free because that was a huge issue last time.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way for them to monetize this now other than the flat $60 fee that you paid to buy the game, which is awesome.
Which is the way they should all be.
Well, yeah, but they're still
There's
developing
a reason
the
why I
content.
don't game anymore. It's too expensive.
See, and that's the bad part about it is that they still have to pay their staff to create this new content. Now, for this new DLC content, which I agree, once you buy a game, you should just like program the game, release the game, that's it. But now that they basically they can't make any more money off of it, so they'll just stop producing DLC, in my opinion, right?
I don't know.
What does
they've gotta come
DLC
up-
mean again?
Download content. So, and that's the dilemma. They have to either go back on their word, which is going to inflame everyone to make money, or they got to bring this back, which it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to legally.
So they're gonna either have to. So they're gonna have to find like a third route.
They're going to have to find something. They literally, if they want to be able to make money, they have to find something. Like last night, they offered new boards. You got the 2 new characters. Not only that, I mean, because I finished the storyboard mode, I'm like, all right, cool. This is kind of cool. We got to see these characters, Kylo Ren. They hinted at some daughter. Maybe it's Rey. No, it's not.
Which they revealed in the downloadable content, not Rey.
Yeah.
Now, I can see a way that they can charge, though.
But they released another section of story. Now, can they charge for that? That's not a new character. That's not new maps. I could see how that could be possibility. We saw that with Skyrim. Skyrim, the new download content, had new storylines. That, in my opinion, could be an acceptable
Destiny.
way.
We see that
Destiny,
with games.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting what they're going to do.
See, and I can see them maybe charging a server fee.
Well,
type of way,
they're already doing that.
Well, they
Okay.
did that once. They're not doing that now.
Well, no, you're already paying a server fee currently to get onto Xbox Live or to PlayStation.
Well, exactly.
But before they had the VIP, the pass, the actual Battlefront pass that you had to pay in addition to Xbox.
The season pass that they had with Battlefront 1 was you can get all the downloadable content for a cheaper price.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you got to have... So they released one in the spring, one in the summer, one in the fall, and one in the winter. And, and it was $15 a pop. No, it was 20. It's $20 a pop, so that's $80. But if you paid 60 or 50 up front, you got $30 off. A lot cheaper.
See, and I can see them doing like a charge though for online play. Like, okay, if you want to do this part of the game, this online play, you're going to have to pay X amount to access all this free downloadable content.
Yeah, but they can't do that because the way Xbox Live and PlayStation is set up, you pay PlayStation and Xbox for that online access.
Yeah.
The other companies don't get that.
I realize that, but I don't know. I figured that there would be
if
a
they
way that
move
they
to
could
that
charge
model,
for
if they
a
move to that
branch of
model,
it.
I guarantee you, the game would die.
Well, it's already not selling.
I mean, yeah, and
Is
it
it
hasn't.
really?
No, it hasn't been selling.
Like,
It's-
there are pictures on like Walmart on all their sales, and it's the only one left in the video game rack.
Yeah,
People
it
are
is
not
actually
happy.
selling worse than the first one.
I don't know what that means.
So,
It's doing bad.
yeah, it's
Anytime you have a
Okay.
sequel
really
that
bad.
doesn't sell at least as
Yeah.
good as the first, like
Yeah.
it should be able to sell just as well because of just name
Oh, I see what you're
recognition.
saying now.
And a lot of it is because people are upset because of the first one. So people aren't willing to take the risk on it. They're upset at the price. I mean, people paid extra to get this deluxe edition and this extra stuff at the beginning. That
Like
wasn't,
you?
Yep, that wasn't really that
And you?
great. It really wasn't. It was not worth the extra money. And you got it 3 days early. That was cool, but not really.
I remember having that conversation with you.
Yeah.
Well, and, at the time, the way it was pitched to you, it sounded like a great deal. You got some really cool stuff.
That's called marketing.
Yeah, but when you finally got it, it wasn't that worth it.
Well, so that we don't spend this whole show, we're getting close to being out of time, so we don't spend this whole show just talking negative. Let's talk about the new released content, which the story has 3 new stories, or 3 new, levels of story going along with Urso, that's her name?
With Aiden.
Iden.
Yeah, Iden Verso. Yeah.
And
so this is
As in related to Jin?
no. So Jin is Urso. This is Verso.
Oh, Verso.
Yeah. So the new story is called Resurrected. It is when she's much older. So this is during the time of the First Order and stuff like that. At the very end of the first storyline, her husband is killed by,
Spoiler.
Kylo Ren walks off, and her husband is killed. I'm not going to say who or anything like that because that's part of the story. But they say, leave the ship. Well, that's going to bring her. And he's like, I know. So I really love this character. I love the storyline. The story is great. It's fantastic. It's fun to play. There are a few issues that I have. I really hate the piloting system.
really, I like it. It reminds me of Rogue Squadron.
And the reason I hate it is especially the battle with Hask. I'm sitting here trying to lock on to the TIE fighters, and they're zipping past me, and they're flipping around and zipping past. And if you touch anything, you explode. I mean, I barely nicked the side of a cruiser and just... It wasn't like like you would have got jostled. I just exploded. It's like, what the crap? I just don't like the flight system.
Oh,
which is okay. That's okay. It's just me. Some people love the flight system.
Like me?
Yeah.
I'll just go on Starfighter and just fight people in fights.
The ground fighting is great. Some of the weapons, I think the recoil is a little too much. You start firing and it just starts arcing straight up is annoying. These are laser pulse weapons. I don't think they'd have that much of a recoil because they're recoiling much like a machine gun.
Or that much venting.
I've got a strong flashlight. Every time I turn it on, my wrist gets jarred pretty bad.
I mean, the one thing I do hate, the venting. It seems to take forever.
Yeah.
It's like I blast, I vent, and I have to sit there and run or hide so my stupid weapon resets.
Makes you that angry when you shoot, does it?
Oh, yeah.
I do love the new downloads. I like the new levels, and I like the...
See, I haven't started the new levels yet. I'm excited for them. I have played the one level online, which is fantastic. I mean, I started in a cave. I'm like, okay, this is new. What the heck? I'm running down with the rest of the troopers. I come up, desert planescape. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know where this is from because I've seen it on the trailer. And I look, and there's the huge, monstrous walkers that look like these weird, like a gorilla and an at had a baby.
Oh, jeez.
And I just start freaking out.
It's a Garat rat.
What?
It's a Garat rat.
Okay.
So and then on top of that, I'm playing and I'm fighting, and at one point I come out and I see one of the legs slam down next to me, and I just look up, and I'm just like, this is what it feels like to be under an AT-AT. This is awesome. And then I die because someone shot me because I was staring at the stupid thing. So yeah, it is fun. It is a fun game. The online play isn't bad. I love the fact we have arcade. There is still stuff to play offline. I wish there was a little bit more, but maybe that'll come. Like the Galactic Assault stuff is fantastic. It's lots of fun. I just wish there was an offline mode for that.
Yeah.
Where I could just play against AI stuff because I'm so tired of that fat kid. And yes, that's the guy's name. That fat kid. He keeps killing me. I don't know how, but I always end up in a game with him. And that fat kid keeps shooting me and killing me.
That fat kid, if you're listening, take it easy on Dan.
Dude.
What's your screen name?
It's Revan DCR.
Revan DCR needs you to be a little nicer to him.
It is
that fat kid.
It is the weirdest thing. No matter what, I unload my blaster to the point it vents. He's still alive. One shot. I'm dead. I hate it. Yeah.
Sounds like that fat kid's just taking advantage.
No, that fat kid is like a 38. So he probably took advantage of the crystal system in the very beginning, and he has a lot of really high, powerful cards and some really nice weapons, which is another frustrating thing because you do run into that, where you have people like day one
who bought probably about $2,100 worth of stuff.
I'm on there. My best guy is 2 because I got some cards, and this guy is 38. There is no way I can survive a 38 guy. I mean, let alone all these people that are playing nonstop and whatever rank they are. And I don't even think the ranking system even buffs your characters anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Boy.
It's all about the cards.
Yeah.
Sounds very fair.
It is. But it's fun. All right. We'll wrap it up. How are we wrapping this up? It's a good game. It is a good game. I wish people would give it more of a chance. There is some great offline content. I mean, the fact that I'm sitting on top of a Star Destroyer shooting stormtroopers because I want to sneak into the Star Destroyer, awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun for the game. It has great gameplay. It's just that they got greedy with the microtransactions, and now
it's kicking kind of butt.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let us know your thoughts about Battlefront 2. Have you played it? Are you enjoying it? Do you like it more than the first one, or do you like the first one more? And then there is Finn and Phasma, and who knows what else is coming your way. So with that said, we're out of here.
Love Darth Maul.
Bye.
All right.
You're listening to Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Please subscribe and follow them on Facebook or Twitter, please. No, we're even promoting these filthy idiots. Who doesn't like them? Who doesn't like anyone? No, they're our friends, please, our friends. No, shut up. Please subscribe.